through your freedom.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
Well, welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. It's Friday. It is the 19th, and it is going to be just a shit show of a day, along with the rest of the day. And then we'll do, of course, we're going to do the Friday free for all, folks. And folks, what we're seeing here is SHTF on a grand scale. On top of that, folks, it's not just that our world, my world, your world, where we live on the street, you know, our jobs, our grocery stores, our families, our lives. That's not the only place where we're seeing failure. We're seeing systematic failure of everything. Systematic failure. The mainstream media is totally failing. Now, they're not actually failing us. They're failing to control us through our minds. A huge example this week was Brian Stelter being ousted, fired, canned from CNN. His show was a magnanimous, magnificent failure to control anyone or convince anyone of anything, right? The people in charge, whether you want to call them the World Economic Forum, or whether you want to call them the Bilderbergs or the elites or the powers that be, whatever nickname you want to give them, they're there. And they want their message, their story, to be the one that matters, right? To be the one that counts. Now, they're failing with mainstream media. So what are they going to do now? Well, they have announced that they're recruiting hundreds of thousands of information warriors. You know what that means? Trolls, folks. Yeah, the World Economic Forum, the super elite, if you will, announced it's recruited hundreds of thousands of information warriors to control the internet, to police social media and forums for misinformation and conspiracies, which will then be, shut down. Right? In other words, the big guy there, Klaus Schwab, will say, "You will only know what we want you to know." Right? Because if you don't get the full story, right, you're being controlled. I try and put information out, an opinion, and some satire, right? We have a good time here. They don't want that. They don't want you to have any other thought than that which they give you. They want to give you one story and tell you how to think about it. I see this as all-out war. Now, what's incredible, folks, is they couldn't do it by controlling print media, radio, television, satellite TV, news. They've now come down to the people's level, right? Social media, which originally it appeared was going to be just for data collection and understanding what the people think. And then they're like, oh, no, the people are they're communicating too much. Folks, they have system failure on their programs, and they must take these steps because they're failing. Absolutely. I mean, I can give you another example here. Moderna, they're kind of like AstraZeneca or Pfizer or Johnson & Johnson. They create pharmaceutical drugs. Well, apparently, some newly obtained documents show that mRNA Jim Jones juice causes skeletal malformation in babies. So now this is released. Now they tell us. Well, I mean, I don't know whether this is a system failure. See, the system was supposed to serve us, me and you, the people. It was supposed to perform certain functions, carry out government duties, protect us from enemies, etc. And then it was turned into a way to control us. They're in charge and we serve them. Their system has failed, folks. Right? The idea that modern medicine was going to save humanity, it's not. It's actually failing. Everything is failing. And then they introduce, right, Jim Jones juice. And it's a monumental failure. Well, of course, one of those conspiratorial thoughts is, maybe they're doing it on purpose. Right? The entire world system, the entire globe is falling on its face It's incredible. They're falling on their face. Are you a prepper? Are you a patriot? Are you prepared, right? They're coming after us. Their systems of control and manipulation are failing, so they have to get more violent. We'll talk about some of that violence in just a minute. But I mean, is this a cultural failure? A societal failure? This idea that we need to have children mutilating themselves, gender dysphoria, right? Well, a Massachusetts U.S. attorney is threatening Americans who oppose this mutilation of youth, the innocent among us, calling any opposition to their programs, which are a failure altogether, but they're calling opposition to it a hate crime. Now, oh, by the way, this Massachusetts U.S. attorney has been funded, put in office by Soros. That's right, George Soros, folks. No wonder she's taking that, right? So, opposing the medical mutilation of children who are psychologically abused by schools, evil parents, and the media system, that's a hate crime, right? Right. I'm hoping that this attorney, well, maybe she goes and presses charges against the Florida legislature and Governor DeSantis for passing laws there to stop children from getting these surgeries and drugs. Let's see how far their thinking goes there. See, they're causing the failure of our society, our culture, our country, our economic systems, our military, our education. They're causing failure of that. But what's happening is they're bringing themselves down with it, right? They at the top, the elites, cannot be supported by hot air, right? They're not deities able to levitate without people underneath them holding them up, supplying them with the wealth they need, right? It's unbelievable, folks. Every time we the people allow protected groups, whether they're lawyers or doctors or scientists or politicians or social protected groups like the LGB types, they have shown us time and time again that once they have authority, once they have power, once they have special privilege, they abuse it beyond all imagination. Right? The system is failing and it's going to bring all of us down, including them. They're going to find that, well, their life just isn't going to be as grand without a world around to worship them, to support them. It's unbelievable what's happening, folks. And all I can say is you had best be prepared, right? They think they're just going to take over and plunder more and more. Well, their system is failing, right? They can't accomplish the goals they want. They're not convincing us to kill ourselves. They're not convincing all of us patriots that, well, we should just give up. Right? They're not convincing other countries to quit, like Russia. Right now, we're being told that Russia is getting their butts kicked in Ukraine. That Ukraine is just a few battles away from taking everything back. Well, here's some facts. Ukraine's Air Force is inactive. Their rotary wing aircraft, helicopters, is inactive. Their tank battalions are non-existent in the areas where the fighting is. Ukraine has no ability to reinforce troops, launch counterattacks, or push back on Russia. Right? All they have managed to do is use some U.S. rockets and some sabotage to blow up some stuff in Russia. Their system is failing, and we're all seeing it. The question is how long will the world, in America and everywhere else, allow these people to continue to ruin things, right? Adolf Scholz, I'm going to call him Adolf, in Germany tried speaking publicly and was shouted down and called a liar and a traitor. Joe Biden goes out in public, people flip off his motorcade, flip him off, curse him, right? And yell all manner of obscenities at him because he is a steaming pile of dung heap. The system is failing. They're trying to take us down and punish us, but they're punishing themselves and they're destroying everything. Hopefully they don't take us back to cart and horse, or worse yet, folks, Captain Caveman times. The system is failing. It's not going to be all fun and games if they take this too far. But tyrants, they don't know limits. They don't tend to quit and give up. A lot of times they turn tail and flee, kind of like some of the leaders we've seen run away from the riots and protests and insurrections in other countries where the people have had enough. We, you and I, need to loudly yell. We need to prep to action. Prep to action, one into the other, be prepared, and then start yelling at these people, letting them know we see what they're doing to our kids, to our education system. We see what they're doing to our business and our infrastructure. We see what they're doing to the retirement funds, to the financial system, the monetary system. We see it all. We see how they're lying in the political system, right? And I want to finish up by talking about just that, right? What are they doing to the political system, right? This is supposed to be the foundation, the bedrock upon which government authority rests. They are so desperate to get rid of Trump, to make sure he can't run 2 years from now, over 2 years from now, that they're trying to manufacture evidence, trying to do something to oust Trump. It's unbelievable, folks, and they can't. The people support him. The people haven't changed their mind about that. In fact, more people are supporting Trump because of this. It is such an incredible, transparent, political hack and attack, using the same agents, the same authorities in the FBI to commit crime after crime on their own behalf, trying to make Trump look bad. Going all the way back to 2016 and Russiagate to now claiming that there were nuclear secrets that he was holding in Mar-a-Lago. Give me a break, as if, right? It just doesn't make any sense. It's starting to look like there are serious racketeering, extortion, bribery going on here. When the judge who signed off on the affidavit, signed off on the warrant, recused himself in this case months ago, comes back into the same case against Trump, and then signs a warrant, shouldn't the same circumstances that afforded him the recusal continue to exist? Yeah. It's looking bad for him, folks. Their system is failing, and we, the people, need to stand up, rise up, and get very, very loud. Right? That is how we can win this. That is how we can defeat them. At the very least, get people to wake up and join the side of, well, righteousness. Right? To be correct in all things. But the left, those who are hardcore left, these thousands or tens of thousands hired by the World Economic Forum to go out and troll and shill for Democrats and their disgusting causes, right? They can't be saved. But folks, we're picking sides. The system goes down, system failure. Will you have what you need to get through the hard times? Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense, and a plan. Chance favors the prepared mind. Aren't you glad you're a prepper? Like, share, subscribe. Like this video, share it with others. Share the internet address. Subscribe if you're not already. And if you really like the message, join us at thepreparedmind.club, C-L-U-B, thepreparedmind.club, where we have a $2 a month premium package where you get to join us live Monday through Friday in the afternoons to do a Q&A, to talk about things live. I'll see you there tonight, because tonight is the Friday free for all, and I'll see you then.
Are you ready?